this setback, he continuously has flashbacks to previous hits he's pulled off throughout his career, which you then play through. If you wanted a story that advances some larger, overarching plot, I can see why this might be disappointing, since 47 is left reminiscing in a single room, and the various assignments you play don't really connect to one another. I, on the other hand, really like this change of pace, seeing our protagonist in a desperate situation where for once he's not in control, and the transitions between his present-day predicament and his hallucinations about past hits are incredibly well done. What you're seeing now may seem similar to Silent Assassin, just with a visual upgrade, and sure, in a general sense it is, but pretty much everything about the previous game, in both big and small ways, is improved, making Contracts feel a whole hell of a lot better to play. The best way I can describe Contracts is this: it plays how you think Hitman 2 does in your nostalgic memories. The biggest improvement is to the suspicion system and AI behavior, as things are far less strict than they were previously. Running is no longer an automatic death sentence, and instances of enemies deciding to murder you because you looked at them funny are severely toned down. They aren't gone entirely, but now they're an occasional annoying quirk as opposed to a regular frustration. The camera no longer acts like Augustus Gloop from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and the clunky list inventory is now a much sleeker and more efficient circular menu. Finally, chloroform has been replaced by a faster-acting sedative syringe, although unconscious people do still wake up after a period of time, so that bullshit where alerted guards miraculously know and barge into your exact location can still occur. There are 12 levels in Contracts, most of which are larger than anything seen in its predecessor, and this brings us to another point of criticism I've seen over the years. While half of the stages are original, never-before-seen assignments, the other half are actually remakes of levels from Codename 47. To some, this was seen as a lazy recycling of ideas, adding credence to the notion that Contracts was a stopgap entry, but this is a really glass-half-empty way of looking at things for two reasons. First off, it's not like assets were just copy-pasted from the original. Each environment was completely remade from the ground up with new layouts and some new events. Sure, if you've played the first game like I have, you'll have a general sense of where to go and what to do, but elements are added or tweaked so veterans can't just sleepwalk through them. Secondly, these remade levels are smart additions because in reality, most people never played the first game. Remember, it was a PC exclusive, and given its archaic design, most people probably wouldn't want to go back to it. So this was a great way to give new fans a taste of what we had before, and give longtime fans improved versions of places they already knew. It was a win-win all around, and both the new and old levels are memorable and fun to play. And thankfully they decided to leave out the Columbia missions, cause man, there was no salvaging them. What I think really stands out about Contracts is its noticeably darker tone compared to what came before. I'm not saying Hitman was all sunshine and rainbows up to now, but missions tended to be set in places that were bright and colorful, and while messed up things would be referenced, they were always background details and little else. Contracts feels much grittier with a gloomy atmosphere, and this shift in mood makes the game all the more refreshing. Colors tend to be muted, and twisted, violent, or depraved imagery is more readily shown. Hell, the opening setup of 47 injured in a dirty apartment sets the tone for the rest of the game, and also leads to a really cool detail. Since 47 is bleeding out in the middle of a rainy night, you may notice that all of his past assignments also take place during rainy nights because that present-day element is seeping into his memories. If in the past you've written off Hitman Contracts for any of the reasons I've mentioned, I urge you to go back and give it another go. It has the best gameplay of the trilogy, has many great assassinations to pull off, and presents a refreshing, gloomy tone and atmosphere. Hitman was going strong, and with more powerful gaming hardware right around the corner, we all wondered what awaited our favorite barcode tattoo killer in the 7th generation. Continuing the bi-yearly release schedule, 2006 saw the release of Hitman Blood Money. Blood Money is rightfully credited with bringing many new people into the franchise, in part due to it being a cross-generation title, coming out on the massively popular Xbox 360 as well as PC, original Xbox, and PS2. I can distinctly remember Hitman being talked about more than ever before when it originally released. It was the first time many gamers got to experience the sandbox murder puzzles the series had become known for, and is often looked upon fondly by the Hitman community as a result. As for me, while I think Blood Money is a solid continuation of the series that was fun to play both then and now, and makes an admirable attempt to implement new ideas to the established formula,